Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. So we are still in the faculty. Faculty, yes. Last time we finished Saddha, Viriya, okay, Saddha Indriya, Viriya Indriya, finished. So they are very important factors for us in order to have a good mentality. So if we are to make a progress in our spiritual pursuit, then these are, how to say, these are the things that should be developed. Developed means you have to have more saddha, more viriya. So, so look at the page number 90 or the Dhammasaṅgaṇī Pali. So paragraph number 14. That is Sati Indriya. Sati Indriya. So, and also commentary, page number 191. Yeah. Atasalini, page number 191. Sati Indriya Nidisa. This is also paragraph number 14. So before we go, either you are ready. So I will read for you Sadaindriya Pali Dhammasaṅgaṇī. Kadaman Dasamay Samaye Sadaindriya. Ya Dasamay Samaye Sati. Anosati. Padai Sati. Padi. Sati. Saranada. Dharanada. Abhilapanada. Asamosanada. Sati. Sadaindriyam. Sati Balam. Sama Sati. So, either if you read 2 or 3 times, then you may aware the point that in this session, the Sadaindriya session, faculty of a Sati or Sati as a faculty, the word Sati is used for 3 times, right? Sati, Anosati, Padai Sati. After that, the word Sati comes again. Sati, Saranada, Dharanada, Abhilavanada, Asamosanada. After that, there is another time. Sati appear again. Sati, Sataindriya, Sati Balam, Samasati. So regarding the first appearance of a sati is this in nature, in order to indicate that the natural sati is a natural term, okay, natural phenomena. So that's okay. And also the last appearance in the paragraph 14, that is sati, sataindriya, sati bala. So previously we already explained, right? And then you still remember, because that is the Abhidhamma tradition. Commentator explained that this is the Abhidhamma tradition. When we in the Abhidhamma, so there is a serial order of a word explanation. After that, so when the explanation is going to the compound word, made of the initial part of the compound is a sati. With the initial part of the compound sati, then In order to indicate that point, then sati is used before the in compound word. So another meaning is what? Uh, Another meaning is sati itself is what? Indriya. Okay, sati itself is bala, and so sati itself is samasati. And so that in this two explanation we already explained previously. So but here again in the middle after anusati and padesati there appear sati again also. So why? Why the Buddha purposely put it there? Okay. So these are the Buddha's word. So this point you can, if you read, then you can recognize. So the some significance uh, in the description of the Satindriya. Okay. So if you go to, so I will share. Uh, where is the Agaladia? Oh, here. Sorry, go later. In the exposition of the faculty of in the exposition of the faculty of mindfulness, mindfulness is so called by virtue of according to mind. This is a commentary explanation. Athasalini expositor. So in the Athasalini, if you read the Pali itself, Saranaga Wasena, Saranaga Wasena Sati. Okay. So sati is explained by sati is a samvanidabha like this. If samvanidabha means the word to be defined. Okay, samvanana is a definition. So whenever you read the Atthagata, uh, Athasalini or whatever Atthagata, so better for you to read, to open two books. So one is a Bali, another is Atthagata together, and then match. So that will be very helpful to recognize. What the Buddha said is this word, and then what the commentator mentioned is that way. Okay, so the word taught by the Buddha is himself is Savanidabha we call, and then commentator trying to explain whenever it seems to be necessary. Okay, so that is called Samvanana definition. Here, Sadendriya Nidisi Sarana was Saranaka Wasena Sadi. So Sadi is a Savanidava, Saranaka Wasena is a Savanana. So as I explained you before, when you read Atthagata, so Saranaka, so and the Sadi, so there you have to you have to know the similarity. Okay. And also you have to note the differences in the commentary in Savanidabha and Savananda. Okay. So here you can see, you can easily recognize that Sadi and Sarana. Okay. So very similar, quite similar, because initial is similar. Yeah. So, so with this explanation, what we can know is that Sadi derived from the root Sara. Okay. Saradi, okay, to remember, okay, and also uh, by means of the WhatsApp. So last time also I already told you, when you see in the commentary explanation, uh, is provided with the term WhatsApp, okay, wasina and so on, yeah, something like that. So the point what we can understand is that it is a what power sadhana. Okay, bhava sadhana. So definition should be made by means of bhava sadhana. Something like a saranam sati. Okay, sadhana is a definition. Sati is a savanidabha. So So with this explanation, with this commentary explanation, we can understand that sarana sati is derived from the root sara and the suffix t. T suffix is added in the sense of a bhava, okay, state of being. Okay, so that way of explanation we can understand. So with this understanding this kind of explanation, so what later you can define, okay, you can interpret uh, uh, explanations or someone Dava or someone another. You can understand by yourself how to translate. Okay, how to translate it into the following what following the faithful translation. So we have two or maybe many way of a translation. One other way of translation is that the faithful translation. Faithful to the original text. Faithful to the original language. So when we are going to translate from Pali to English, so we have a choice. We have to make a choice whether we are going to free translation. Okay, it means whether we are going to follow the English, okay, the language we are going to use in our translation. So that flow, if we use, so that's a goal. We don't pay much attention to follow the rules and structure and style or the original uh, language, but we rather follow the translation, what is it, style or structure and so on, or the language to be translated, language to be used in the translation. Okay, that's a called free translation. But if we are going to use what the faithful translation, it means we should be faithful to the language that is redeemed and for that is ready in the that is ready for the main test. Okay, that is Sarana Vasena. Here also you see Saranaka Vasena Sati. How are you going to translate? Sati, sometimes we may use what? Mindfulness. Okay, mindfulness or awareness or whatever. So then, according to this translation, how do you say? How to translate? Bhava sadhana. Okay, you have to keep up the sense of the bhava sadhana. Okay, not the now itself, but the now you can translate as a noun, but we have to translate. We have to keep the sense of the bhava sadhana. Okay, here what the translator is. Okay, the mindfulness is so called by virtue of calling to the mind. So with this translation, maybe I think you may not get the sense of the Pali or the taste of the Pali here. Saranaka Vasena Sati. So as I explained you, there you may not get the meaning, or the taste of the what the Savanidava translation of the commentary. So by virtue of calling to the mind, calling to mind. So so mindfulness or maybe remembering, uh, so Saranam Sadi, right? Saranam Sadi. We have to do like that. So that is Idam Sadiya Sabhava Padam. This is the primary word. Okay, primary word they say. But the Pali, in the Pali text, they said what? Sabhava Padam. It's a natural word. Not a primary. It's a natural word, natural term for the word sati. Okay, it natural means no artificial, no makeup is there. no danaka or no makeup or no beautifying or whatever. Nothing is added as it is. Okay, sati, the the word is sati, so used by the Buddha there in the sedentary nadisa or description of the sati faculty is what? Natural word. Okay, nothing is added, no alteration, no beautifying words there. So that's it. So this is the primary word. Then we go to commentator go to another word. So that word is very familiar with you. So many times you encounter in your Abhidhamma study or in the Abhidhamma Sangha also. And that is, if you look at the Bali, Dhammasaṅgaṇī Bali paragraph number 14, then you can see Anusati. The word sati is followed by the Anusati and then Padesati. So here, commentator is trying to explain the word Anusati first. So the explanation is Puna Punam Sarana Do Anusarana Vasena Anusati. Okay. Puna Punam Sarana Do Anusarana Vasena Anusati. Then there you see the rule as I explained you is very simple. When you compare Samanidava and Savanana, here Samanidava is Anusati, Savanana is Punapunan Saranado Anusarana Vasena. Okay, that is Savanana. So you not just to read, but understand, applying the method I told you, know the similarity and know the difference, right? Knows, know the similarity and then knows the difference or differences. Yes, Savanidava is Anusati. So uh, can you tell me what? What is the difference? What is the similarity? First, you tell me the similarity, whether you recognize in this on this commentary. Punabunang saranado anusarana wasena anusati. So, who should I ask? Maybe otherwise you may fall asleep. Huh? Who should I ask you? Where are you? Maybe uh, Mr. Ryan is maybe lucky one. Mr. Ryan, where are you?
Yes, good morning, Sayadaw.
Yeah, good morning. You are lucky today. uh, I will ask you. So, someone in Daba is a nosati here, right?
Yes, Sayadaw. Yeah.
So, someone nana is a punapunang saranado anusarana wasena. Up to that is sawanana. So, can you tell me what is the similarity there between Sawanidava and Sawanana?
Similarity is the so in the Samvanana we have the Anusarana Vasena, Sayadaw. So
Yeah,
the word Anusarana, that is the I think that's the main explanation. It's similar to the word Anusati.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
Sayadaw.
so that there also, and then you need to be more specific. Okay,
Yeah,
specific. I think you understand that, but trying to be more specific. That is, uh, in the word anusati, by seeing anusarana, you can understand that anu is a one word. Okay, sati is a one word.
yeah, yeah,
That way. So anu is explained as anu,
yeah,
okay, but the sati is explained as a sarana,
yeah, Sayadaw.
okay, sarana wasena, and also by means of wasena you can say anu sarana anu sati bhava sarana you use,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah,
So that way we have to understand,
yeah,
and also moreover here, so that is a main definition. Okay, may savanana. But there are maybe follow-up savanana are also there. So for example, you see puna puna.
Yeah.
The word puna puna is the meaning. The word puna is the word that indicate the meaning of anu.
Yes. Yes.
Anu is a preface. Okay,
Yeah.
anu is a preface. Then the by seeing the word puna, we have to understand that the word upasara preface anu has the meaning of the puna. Okay,
Yeah.
and then sarana and saranado, that is not much different. Okay,
Yeah.
so that way we how to say, we have to maybe get the habit of understanding commentary. Okay, so then if you are trained in this way, maybe one paragraph or two paragraph or more, maybe a little bit, then you will be able to walk by yourself in the reading the commentary, Pali commentary itself. Okay,
Yeah.
so that way is very helpful for you. Maybe later on you may not have access to the teachers, and then you can rely on yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So, so, the, uh, so Dhammacarya examination we are taught in Myanmar, and so that's a very beneficial how to say teaching method. So they give teachers, they give up the way how to approach, okay, how to understand by yourself the commentators, commentary explanations, and even their intention, trying to read their mind also. So that with this way, we are maybe to some extent we are able to read by commentary, Pali commentary by ourselves, and then maybe we can enlarge our understanding more and more extent. So that way we have to apply. Okay, thank you so much.
So, you
And
know,
then yes,
I have a question. So in the definition of sati is saranaka. So there is the suffix ka there. But in the
mm.
anusarati, it's just anusarana. So there is no anusaranaka. So is there a reason for that? So you know.
The Saranaka was in yes. So let me check. Saranaka was in yes. Let me see. Uh, no, Saranaka was in. With the word ka, here is a difference. Uh, ka is something like a what? Where what do you what is another understanding with the word? For example, karaka. Suppose karago means a doer, okay, right? Karago, and then hanago. Suppose hana, okay. If you see the word karaka, uh, can you get my the meaning I tell you? I will write it for you here. For example, here, what is that? Not this one. Sorry. Microsoft Word. Dhammasaṅgaṇī, where are you? Suppose here I will write it a little bit. Uh, Karaka. Okay. Or Hanaka. So Karaka means what? Two, huh? Okay. Hanaka means what? Handa. Kila. Right? So the point I like to emphasize is here. So thank you for your question. So with the word the car surface, okay, the word with the car surface is indicate the doer, okay, one who makes effort. If it is if it refers to a person, or if it refers to the to a thing, so something that makes or something that cause to happen. Okay, so here in this case, so saranaka. Okay, here is saranaka by means of saranaka. With the previous cast, what does it indicate in that case? That will be what? Doer. Okay. It means that sati itself is not in the sense of if there is only sarana wasena, suppose. Okay. And then saranaka wasena. Okay, that difference. With a God or without God. So with a God is a Kadu sadhana. We can simply say whether God is a Kadu sadhana, without God is a Bhava sadhana. Okay, so that way we have to understand. Very good question. I I didn't how to say aware whether there is God or not. Okay.
So the word saranaka, it has two suffixes. So the ana, that is bawa, and then
Mm.
ka, that is katu. They're on top of each other, Sayadaw?
Yeah, that in that case, how to say sarana. Sarana, yeah, that is sarana plus. In that case, you can say what is that? Uh, Akka. So
So,
sarana the already.
Sayadaw, sorry. I think that the
Yeah, what is
I
that?
think I think the guy is meaningless here because sometimes the guy is meaningless the word Kumara, right? Kumara is like a prince or children. If we add a guy there, become a Kumara go. It's still like a children, a child or prince. It's still the same.
Yes, there are maybe it up to the different contests. Different contests. Kumaraga is something like a word. And Kaga is a meaningless also there. But here in this contest, Saranaka is not a meaningless. With the word Saranaka, it indicates. So the difference between I told you is that the following Anusarana was enough. Okay, in the Anusati, in the explanation of Anusati, there is a Anusaranam Anusati. We have to interpret as a what? Bhava sadhana. Okay, so for example, Sarana was if they mention only that much, we have to understand that what? Bhava sadhana. Huh? Bhava sadhana. Okay, bhava sadhana, you know that. And then if there is with the ka preface, ka surface, then it what? Kadu sadhana. Okay. Karana wasena, sarana wasena, saranaka wasena. Okay. So in that case, saradidi sati we have to make. Okay. Saradi, the Dhamma that remember, that tends to remember. That's why it is called sarana, sati. Okay.
Sayadaw, I'm sorry, but and then so for the saranaka wasena, If it is katu, katu, sarana, then why do we need the ana suffix? Can't we just say saraka wasena?
Saraka was enough.
Yes, just like karaka, do a hanaka. So it is or saraka. Why do we need the ana suffix? So
Because there may be the reason, right? Why there is a certain, because the more common word is a sarana, right? More common usage because it is in the language nature, linguistic nature. So commonly used, okay? Commonly used. The word whenever they refer to, whenever they are, how to say, referring to this kind of a reality, this kind of a thing, they are usually use this kind of a word. But at the same time, they have, how to say, uh, the difference is they are not exactly referring to that state, that thing, but a little bit further, okay, a little bit lesser. In that case, we try to add. That's the nature of a language, okay. In the linguistic nature, they usually use like that. So
okay,
that way,
thank
it's
you,
better,
Sayadaw. Yeah,
better for you to understand.
yeah,
Okay.
thank you, Sayadaw.
Mhm. So, and then Anusarana was in. Anusarana was in Anusati, right? Anusarana, Anusati. Then there is a Avidiyata. Okay, we have to make it. So let's go to the another one. That is a Padesati. Abhimukhan Gandawa Viya Saranado. Padesarana was in Padesati. Padesati is a Samanidava, right? Samanana is Abhimukhan Gandawa Viya Saranado. Padesarana was in Padesati. So in this long Samanana, in this long Samanana, we have to find, okay, what is the main Samanana, what is subordinated Samanana, okay. So main Samanana is the Padisarana, okay. So Badi is defined as a Badi, okay. And nothing changes. So that is exactly the same. Badi as a Badi. Sarana is Sati is defined with the word Sarana was Sena. So there you can see Badai Saranam, Badai Sati, you have to make a what? Bhava Sarana. So yeah, and then if you go to subordinate the Samvani Dava, Samanana, there you can see Badi is Abhimukhan, okay? Badi is a what? Abhimukhan Gandava Viya, okay? Saranado. So Badi is again interpreted by means of the word Abhimukha Gandava Viya. Abhimukha means the what? Face to face, like a going face to face. Okay, like a going face to face. Sarana, not just a remembering, not just a beer in your mind and the disappear, not like that. So you can understand this meaning. Abhimukha Viya, going like a going face to face with another person or another thing. It means you see things, you see him or her or things very clearly, maybe in front of your eyes, as a beer in front of your, as if acid beer in front of your or before your eyes. Okay, so that they call Badesati. So the Buddha explained this Anusati with the Anusati and Padesati with every phases. Okay, Anubri phase is a Padibri phase. Okay, then and also uh, with the previous explanations, you see, Anu is a Puna Puna, Padi is a Bimukhavi Gandavaviya. So meaning is a totally change. Okay, now and also how to say meaning. Meaning of the sati is, how to say, modified. Okay, modified with this word, anu and padi. Okay, that is one way. And also, if you read another Bali, following Bali word, upasaka wasena in the Atagata. Upasaka wasena wa vadita matta medam. Okay, upasaka wasena wa vadita matta medam. Okay, so in that case, you have to divide vadita matta medam, vadita mattan edam. Okay. Edan refers to the word anosati and padesati. Okay, the word anosati and padesati are vadita matta mewa, merely increased or developed by means of the word, by means of upasaka wasena. So wa means alternatively. So in the previously commented I explained anusati is anu puna puna. Okay, sati anusati. And also badi is what? Abhimukha, Gandawawiya, Sadi, Padesati. So with this explanations, we understand that what? Anu preface and badi preface are Dadota Visesaka. Okay. So last time also I already told you three kinds of prefaces, three fashion of the prefaces, right? Dadota Visesaka, modifier or the root. The root is better. The root meaning. The root meaning. Okay. Then Dadota nu what daka. So it means just follower. Anuwadaka means follower. Follower of the root meaning. And then Dadota Vadaka. Vadaka. So Vadaka means a killer. Killer or the root meaning. Destroyer or the root meaning. So prefaces they have they may have such a functions. So sometimes when the preface is added to the root meaning is maybe more beautiful, okay, more decorated. So that they call Dadota Visesaka. Become more specific meaning. So sometimes just add no change in the root meaning. For example, by adding anusati, you get you interpret as a remembering or mindfulness. There is no change at all. Also, by replacing another preface, that is what badi. So there is no change at all in the sense of the mindfulness. So in that case, it will be called dadota nubadaka. Okay, sometimes, so suppose uh, you add a preface to the root, okay? In that case, the root meaning change into the opposite of its meaning, its previous meaning, original meaning. For example, goes, okay? Go and comes, suppose. Go comes, or someone goes, or someone comes. So in that case, yeah. So gachati, suppose you all know very well this one, and then agachati. Okay. Suppose this one gachati means goes, he goes. Okay. And then agachati become what? With the previous we what happened? So gachati one why the root itself is there gachati its meaning is to go, but with the prefix are, so the meaning of the root gam already dropped. We destroyed, and it became opposite, coming back. Okay, a goes and gam something like that. They go what? Tadota vadega, to kill out the root meaning. Here also, with the brief, with the explanation, Upasaka wasena wa vadida mada made them. So if you see this kind of interpretation, we can understand that uh, whatever preface used in the previous explanations or in the word, it has a no meaning at all, no special meaning at all, just the follower or the root meaning. Okay, by adding or by with or without the preface, there's no special meaning. Okay, it's also possible, Okay, in order to explain that that kind of possible meaning, commentator add upasaka wasena va vadida made mada made them. So not only, so in brief we can sum up that in the explanation of the anusati and padesati, there are two possible ways. One way is the dadota visesaka. So okay, that is anupuna sati anusati. And then another one is the pati abhimukhan sati padesati. Okay, that is dadota visesaka. So in that case, we have to understand the brief meaning of the prefix is to modify, okay, the root meaning. So, but with the Upasaka was in our what did the mother made? With this explanation, what we can understand is that Upasaka was no meaning at all here, just how to say, just to modify or just to make it more worse. Okay, so. So Saranagaro, Saranada, Agara is a mena, da surface, okay? Sarana plus da surface. What is a Sarana? What? And then da surface. By means of the Agaro, we can understand, oh, this star is added in the sense of the what? Bhava sadhana, okay? Indicating the mena, okay? The mena of remembering. Saranada. So here, Yasamabana Saranada di Dainan Saranana Nama. Okay. So you already see Buddham Saranang Gacchami, Dhamman Saranang Gacchami, Sangham Saranang Gacchami, right? So then this triple gem, taking refuge in the triple gem, is said to be called what? Saranat. Okay? Saranat. You take a saranat. So that's why the you commentator want you not to confuse. Here the saranat means saranada does not refers to the three triple, how to say, three triple refuge. Okay, triple refuge. Buddha Dhamma Sangha, taking refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So Yasamabana Saranadadi Dainan Sarananam Pi. Pi means also. Okay, the word also. Namam is a name. Saranada is a name, also name for the three triple, how to say, or three refuges. Tasama, therefore, Tambadi stated in order to prevent that meaning, Puna, Satigahanan Gadam. So again, the word sati is a taking. Okay, or you can simply say that the Buddha made another sati here in the middle. Okay, so firstly, I already tell you that the sati on the paragraph number 14 or the page Dhammasaṅgaṇī, they are mentioned sati for 3 times. Sati itself. Okay, so in the middle, after anusati and padesati, the Buddha mentioned purposely added that sati saranada. Okay, why? Why? The Buddha want you, according to commentator's explanation, the Buddha wants you not to confuse. This is saranada, Don't confuse with the taking refuge in the triple gym. Okay, but what? Sati itself is a saranada. Okay, sati itself is one. Sati itself is remembering. Okay, so that in order to point out that the Buddha add another word sati uh, in the paragraph number 40, like a sati saranada. Okay, here sati sankhada saranada di ayanhi ita ato ayanhi ita ato. So I go to translation. Where are you? Oh, here. These two words are merely show increase in on account of the preposition. That is, we're talking about the why the Buddha added a new empathy by me as a no meaning, no special meaning. Here, another one, remembrance. Saranada is a mental behavior in remembering. In as much as it is a name for the three refuges, Sarana, the word mindfulness is repeated to inhibit or prohibit that meaning. Here, remembrance means mindfulness. Okay, sati sankhado, sati saranada hi ayan ita, sati sankhada ato. So in this context, okay, saranada refers to not the triple gym, not the taking refuge in the triple gym, but what? Just a remembrance. Okay. So with this purpose in mind, the Buddha add another word, sati, in order to how to say, make readers not to confuse or clear regarding what is saranada. And then, so that is talking something about the mindfulness, okay, sati, mindfulness or awareness, you can understand. Then, as you know, that the sati is a very important in the Buddha's teaching. Okay, sati apamadena sambadeta repeatedly remind the Buddha to his disciples to have a sati all the time. Sati bhikkhave sabbatikan vadami, something like that. Sati is all the time necessary. In Myanmar we say what? Sati, sati so, Bodhi Mashi. Okay? There's no exceeding sati, no extra sati. So the more we have, it is the better. So, and also the Buddha highlight maybe where to establish our mindfulness, like a sati, but with the satipatthana discourse, okay, we have to establish our mindfulness on the body, sensation, and also mind. Or sometimes some people interpret as emotion or dhamma. Okay, so for satipatthana are there. How important sati is. So so here what we understand is what is sati. Okay, so the Buddha explained with this word. Uh, with a very clear purpose that he wants us to, the Buddha wants us to really know what sati is. Okay, what sati is. Here, firstly, the Buddha simply explains sati and no sati, pade sati and saranada. So mena, now we go to, the Buddha go to saranada, means the mena of remembering. So you remember. Okay, you remember what? Remember means how to understand the word remember. So when you remember something, okay, when you just remember, for example, I remember you. So maybe for a while you appear in my mind. Okay. For example, if I remember Mr. Ryan, Ryan, the picture of a royal will be appear in our mental stream, in my mental stream, maybe with a glass or with a bag or his bag or something like that. Uh, so that the way to remembering. And then one more function, another manner is what? Dharanada. Okay? Saranada, not just there, sati, you can see, you can understand the appearance of a sati in our uh, in mind. So by means of the remembering something, and also dharanada. Commentator here explain. The Buddha explained the word dharanada. Maybe dharana, maybe simply the word dharana means what? To bear. Okay, to bear him. To like a Dipitaka Dara, right? Yeah, the root is the same. Dipitaka Dara, or Vinaya Dara, or Manda Dara. So for the Brahmins, they go what? Manda Dara. Okay, Manda means the Vedic. The Vedic literatures is called Manda. Mandandhare Didi Mandadaro. Okay. But for us, Tipitakadara. Tipitakadara. So we have there are many theologies, very excellent theology. They learn by heart the Tipitaka, and also how to say they can understand with the Tipitaka together with the Pali commentary, sub-commentary, and then many together with the many other explanations. That's called Tipitaka Dara, Tipitaka Kovida. Yeah, the point I like to tell you is Dharana. Dharana and Dhara are the same root. It means to bear something in mind. Okay? To bear something in mind. Maybe it may be the test. Okay, the test you have a land that you remember. Okay, or the person we have encounter in our life, we remember, we bear in mind. So that they got Dharanada. So in this regard, commentator explain what the Sutta Priyadasa Dharana Bhavado Dharanada. Okay, Dharanada here very uh, clearly is explained by the commentator as a Dharana Bhavado. Dharanada is Samanidava. Dharana Bhavado is Samanana. Dharana is explained as a dharana, no change, no difference, very similar. But with the bhavado, it indicates that the following, uh, the last component part, okay, the last component part of the dharana da, that's a go da, is another. Okay, so with this explanation, we firstly understand that Dharanada is a combination of a Dharana plus Dha. Okay, Dharana plus Dha. So, and then Dharana is a Dharana, Dha is a what? The meaning of a Dharana, Dha is a Bhava. Okay, Bhava surface. So, Dharana plus Dha surface. So, what plus surface? Okay, that they go what? Tati dabada. Okay, what plus surface? Root plus surface, that's a gokita. Okay, root plus surface, that's a gokita. And also what plus surface, that is called tatida. So that indicate, that tell us that with the dharana bhavado, we can understand that the dharanada is a kind of tatida bada. So there are many tatida words, many forms of dadida. And then we can understand that by means of bhava do, we can understand that it is what? In the sense of a bhava dadida. Okay? Dharanasa bhava dharanada, something like that. So dharanada means bearing in mind. We have to keep it in mind. What? What are the things? What are the things to be kept in mind? Okay, what are the objects. So we need the object, okay? That's why commentator provide the object. Sutta Priyadasa, okay? Sutta Priyadasa, here, how to say? From is the nature of bearing in mind the lesson hard or land, okay? Sutta Priyadasa, okay? Sutta means lesson hard. Sutta means hard. We have heart. Priyadasa, land. They translate as like this. Sudha and Pariyada. Sudha means so we can simply say whatever you hear from other people. Okay, maybe 1 month ago we heard like this, or maybe 1 year ago, or while you are in the university, in the Vinaya class, you have heard this, you have learned this lesson. So, but you still remember. Okay, that is called, how to say, Dharanata. You are Dharanata. Not only learn, you have a heart in the classroom, in your life. Okay, throughout your life, you have a heart a lot. Okay, many things that you don't remember at all. Even you cannot find any trace in your mental stream. Totally disappear or vanished. Okay, some of them, just very few of them remain, still remain vividly in your heart because you bear it in mind. Okay, you bear it in mind. Sometimes you just let it go. But for some objects, you keep it. Whenever the occasion is provided or condition is provided, it appears very clearly in your mind. Pariyadi, pariyada. So it means you what do you do? Pariyada. You repeatedly practiced. Okay, you repeatedly recollect it. So that sort of thing is called Priyada. So Sudha and Priyada, that may be in your life, or maybe you have learned in the classroom, maybe in the childhood, in your classroom or at the university life, you have studied in the classroom also. And also, sometimes you encounter in your life. So outside the classroom, in the life, you may encounter something, someone, some people, maybe some conditions, some event. So that sort of things, you stay bear in mind. Okay, you bear in mind. So it means that like something like you are keeping a kind of a photo. Okay, photo in your pocket. Okay, photograph, right? The photo of your mother, photo of your father, or maybe photo of your family members, you keep it, okay? So that makes you remember, something like that. So some photos, even though you didn't take with the camera, but your mental camera, you take it, and then you keep it in your heart. So that is called also dharanata. So that level is maybe more deeper level of the sarana sati. And then another one, apilabanada. Okay, the Buddha said the word apilabanada. Commentator explained anupavisana sankhadena ogahanadena abilabana bhavo abilabanada. Okay, here also abilabanada. So it is explained by the word, mainly explained by the word abilabana bhavo. So bhavo is referring to the da surface. Okay, the state of being abilabana. So then we can understand this is a dadidabada, and the da surface is added in the sense of a bhava sadhana, you can understand. But we cannot know what is abilabana with that much interpretation. So that's why commentator continue to say Anupavisana Sankadena Ogahanatena. Okay, Ogahanatena. So that is explaining about the word abhilabhana. What does abhilabhana means? Here, you see, commentator, translator explained that non-superficiality, okay, non-superficiality in the sense of diving or entering into the object, okay, in the sense of diving into the object, entering into the object, is the state of not letting the object float away. So here, bilabana means floating, floating. So something like a bubble, okay, some material in the middle, in the stream, in the maybe in the ocean or in the river or in the stream, we put it a kind of a bubble, or also balloon. We put it, okay. So here, commentator explained with the simile, pumpkin and pot. Okay, pumpkin and pot, they are floating on the water and in the stream of the water. So something like that. Not like this. Okay, not like the pumpkin is floating on the water. So sati, if there is sati, we are not, we will not be allowed to float in the on the on the object of the water. Okay, so it means that we will not be led by the objects. Okay, instead we will dive into the object. So to see the object clearly. So most of the time, without sati, if we pay to pay attention, or maybe if we pay to focus on the something, then we are led by the object. Okay, so whatever object appear, so we follow it. So we will be the lead, how to say, the follower. Without sati, with the sati, we will be the leader. Okay, we dive into something, and then we try to find what is there, and then trying to understand what it would be, what is the nature and how they are happening and so on. That's why abhilabanada. So suppose saranada you remember, dharanada you bear in mind, abhilabanada. So abhilabanada level is a more deeper level. Okay, not only bearing the image in our mind. So you suppose you look at your mother's photo you kept in your hand, and then you remember her, and also you recollect how good she is to you, how how good has been how good she has been good to you, or he has been good to you, or mother, father, or relative, or parents, or whoever. So how he treat you very kindly, or sometimes very cruelly, or something like that. This uh, not only so with the dharanada you may remember her, so by looking at, but with the abhilavanada you dive into the object, okay, into the object, and then know, so trying to maybe all the things, all the encounter you have it with this kind of object, okay, where appear like you are watching the movie in a screenplay, and also understand there where it will be very supportive for the strengthening our understanding to this kind of a person or to that kind of an object and so on. So that is called abhilavanada. Abhilavanada is a very deeper level of a sati. Deeper mena, the mena, and the deeper mena sati trying to, how to say, embrace the object. We can simply say like that. not floating away. Okay. So Abhilabanada here, commentator is Yatahi Labu Katahadini Udage Balawandi Na Anu
Sayadaw,
Pavis. Yes?
I'm sorry, but so here there is a it's kind of a difference. So the definition of the word dharanata is dharana bhavato. So dharana is dharana, and the ta suffix is explained as bhava. But then here we have the case ending to. And then for the word apilapanata, and then apilapana is explained as apilapana, and ta is explained as bhavo, but there is no case ending here. So why is there is that difference? So, you know,
Abhilaban or Dharana door, yeah. Dharana door means what? The case in the, as you know that the case in the, how to say? Case in the is because of, right?
yeah,
Because of state of bearing in mind. Okay. But in the case of Abhilabanada, Abhilabanada, Abhilabanada is no longer the cause. Okay. Because of without Tho, so it is not referring to the, how to say, the reason, okay, but referring to the state itself. So sati itself, the state of a sati is what? Not floating on the object. So not because of the floating on the object, floating on the, not floating on the object. Okay. So without Tho, so without Tho, we have to take only the state, not as a reason. Okay. With the Tho, we have to take something as a reason for the sati. Okay. Dharanada means maybe Dharanada means Dharana Bhava Do because of Do. Do is as a how to say, we have to take not the state itself but the reason, state as a reason for the sati.
I
Okay.
see, yeah. So but then when we read, when we just read the Pali, then we have no idea. We
No
have
idea.
no way to understand, to see the reason there, because in the word dharanata there is no
No
suffix
Do.
to indicate that. So you know,
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, but the that's correct. In that case, what we can understand is that Dharanada and the Abhilabanada. So try to understand the level because of the, how to say, because of the state of a very in mind, how to say. So then we happen to dive into the object. Okay, we happen to explore Abhilabanada. Okay, because of this one, suppose you have nothing to be traced. Okay, no trace, no thing, yeah, no traceable things. Suppose with one of your friend, okay, you want to, you remember him or her, but you have a no, how to say, no record at all, no photo, suppose, no image. So just maybe just remembering, but nothing to be, nothing for, no image at all for you. Then to explore more about him or her, so having no image is a big problem, right? Having no traceable record is a big problem. Without that kind of a record, initial record, you cannot go further. Okay, so that way also maybe it is something like a cause and, yeah, condition. We can understand that. Maybe with this purpose in mind, maybe commentator put the word purposely taught. So it, because dharana does serve at the way or the proceeding to the abhilabanada, right?
yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you, Sayadaw.
Yeah. That's so. Let me finish a little bit here. Abhilabanada, I think so. So that because sati is a very important for our in our practice, right? All the Sayadawjis, many meditation masters, the Buddha himself also encourages disciples to establish a sati. Okay, so how important is sati, and also to understand sati also extremely important. So also asamosanada, the last one is asamosana bhava door. Here also again door for the Mr. Ryan. Asamosana bhava door. Asamosana is asamosana, da is a bhava, door is there, the reason. Right? And then uh, this one is explain what? More is explanation provided. Chira gata, chira basidanam. Okay? Chira gata, so you have done long, long ago. Okay? Chira basida, you have a thought long, long ago. So, but asamosana bhavado, because of what? Asamosana. Mosana means what? Mostly means forget. Okay, moha. Okay, asamosana. Because of the state of a being, uh, unforgettable. Okay, you don't forget. So sometimes you have learned many, in Myanmar also we say, if someone can remember many things, many things he has learned, some people they say, ah, nyan kaung ne, tu a nyan kaung ne, and then, right? Maybe Raya is a nyan kaung ne, if we say like that. Is it correct in this, with the study explanation? So maybe, uh, uh, maybe someone is a Nyanggaonde, if you see him. Maybe because he or she remember many things. Is it Nyanggaonde or Sati Gaonde? Huh? What do you think? It is a she is a
အသိ
bride.
ဉာဏ်ကောင်းတယ်ဗျာ
Nyanggaonde
အ
la.
သိဉာဏ်ကောင်းတယ်စတိကောင်းတယ်မဟုတ်ဘူးဉာဏ်
So suppose here you say Dharanada. Dharanada you bear in mind. Okay, you bear the Tipitaka in mind. Tipitaka Dhara. That is Nyanggaona la, Sati Gaona la. So for you to think.
ဉာဏ်ကောင်းတယ်ဗျာ
So Nyanika said a Nyanggaona. Because Nyanika is a one who has a Nyana. and then Ryan, what do you think? Sati Gaona la, Nyanggaona.
No.
Myanmar we say Nyanggaona. So he is a good wisdom. He has a good wisdom. He has a good memory. Sati Gaona means a good memory. Huh? So Asa Mosana means one day you talk maybe very long, maybe 2 or 3 or 5 years ago you talk a little bit, and then you don't forget at all. So whenever the condition is there, then you can say exactly as it is. Okay, that is called Asa Mosanada. You can remember. So. And also that sati will be very helpful for the wisdom, right? So that's why sati and sambhajanya, the Buddha said the two together. So with the sati, with the stronger sati, like as under the dharanada, abhilabanada, you dive into the object and then you stay focused, remain on the object, and also the you don't maybe under the even whatever happened with the city, you don't fail to get it. Okay, you don't fail, you will never fail to get what you encounter in with the object. So, so that's why sati is very important in the uh, in keeping how to say keeping up with the object. Okay, to keep up with the object. Upadana Lakani, Jordana Lakani, Indatan Kari Didi Indiri, and that's it. Lakana means characteristic of a sati, right? Upadana Lakana. And also Jordana Lakana, lightning. You give the light. Okay. Yeah, it is not yet the wisdom, but you are you are how to say with the torchlight you show the same things very clearly. Just showing. Sati shows. Okay. Sati in light. How to say? Sati just give you light. Whether you know or you recognize it or not, it is the function of the banya. Okay. Sati, the function of a sati is just to show the light. Okay, with the light you let you see something things very clearly, and also pamarena kambati. So because we are liable to be forgetful, but even though you have encountered such a conditions to make you forgetful, but with the sati you will not be shaking, you will not be weakened or trembling. Sammasati is, as I explained you before, Yathawa means Samma, Niyanika, Kusala. This is a definition of three definitions of the Samma. So with the Sati, so we have what to say. If we understand the Sati, yeah, it will be very helpful for you to, how to say, to practice the Sati. So without knowing what is sati and what is the nature of sati, we will be misled by the other practices. Okay. So first thing is we have to know what is sati itself. Okay. Then we can easily we will be easily how to say applicable. We will find ourselves. Maybe we can apply the sati effectively, uh, paving the way for the wisdom to rise. Okay, so thank you so much for your listening. So wish you good luck.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sayadaw.
Sayadaw.
Thank you
So
so much, Sayadaw.
yeah,
Thank you,
so
Shadow.
Buddha Sasana Jiran Dedu. Buddha Sasana Jiran Dedu. Buddha Sasana Jiran Dedu. Buddha Sasana Jiran Dedu. Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Sarah.
Welcome. Take care.